Man, Rooster, it's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere.
Right now, so.
And welcome back. We got our refills.
Is this that show?
It is that show.
Goodness. Jesus, where have these guys been?
I don't know. They're watching us though. So, no, we're talking about what it means to be in the workplace, and we're talking about what, as young people they expect as versus to reality, right?
And like I said, I understand that because I'm at the point where it's like, I mean, I haven't gotten my degree yet, but I'm like, what am I going to come out and be making? Like, what's my immediately reward going to be? And it's like, it doesn't work that way, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there are things, they're business ideas, they're business models, they're products, there are things that, it takes years, sometimes decades, to become successful and socially accepted. I mean, look at yoga pants. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Were they not accepted at first?
Oh, in the 80s, they were all the rage, right?
I actually don't know how long they've been around.
Oh, they've been around forever.
Oh, really? Okay.
Right? But they didn't become a fashion statement until the last 10 years where,
there's yoga pants.
Yeah, this has turned into a weird thing of, it's no longer for fitness activity, it's about showing profile. And, and you look at what social media has done about how girls can basically shake their ass and make a living doing it. What better way to do it than Lululemons? I mean, that's what it is.
It's funny because my girlfriend, she has like one pair of jeans that she fits, and she's got like some sweats, and then like fucking 15 pairs of yoga pants. And that's her pants. That's her pants inventory is yoga pants.
So it's like, it became a fashion statement. We're back in the 80s, it was like 70s and 80s, it was this thing where people would, gals would wear them and they go to the gym and the, aerobics.
What, would they get shamed?
No, it was just, it wasn't really something that was, you wore all the time. But how did it go from being something for fitness, now it's something for fashion?
Yeah, for sure.
Right? So, I don't know. It's talking about business. Jesus Christ.
You know what probably did it? All this goddamn AI technology.
Oh, Jesus.
Have you seen all this goddamn AI technology they're coming out with nowadays?
Did you see the two articles that came out with Google and Microsoft about their AI programs?
No.
Oof. They basically just
Did they smothered it?
They basically softballed it and said, yeah, we it kind of does its own thing.
We just leave it in the room and it just.
We're hoping it doesn't actually become sentient.
We're pretty sure it's not sentient.
Oh my God! This whole chat program that
ChatGPT, baby.
Oh God!
They made. You know how popular it's become is they made a South Park episode on it.
Oh Jesus!
And that's the level of like. There's a South Park episode on that. This is when shit becomes popular, because. But dude, it's actually super fucking convenient. I use it for school all the time, where. I'll have to read an article and write a synopsis on the article. Mm-hmm. Copy and paste that into ChatGPT and say, write a synopsis on this article. It does it.
Right. But that's what the article was about, isn't it? It was showing the efficiency between these two AI platforms and how apparently there's several dozen AI platforms that are out there that, they're kind of segmented into their own lanes, right? But it won't take long before the programs themselves will actually learn how to merge and work together.
Yeah, and all become like one God program.
It's turning into the Borg.
The Borg. Go planet to planet. We will assimilate you. Do not resist.
But they were talking about how within the next 10 years, a lot of technical jobs will be almost obsolete.
100%. Yeah.
Like. It's going to force people back to trades.
Yeah.
It's going to force people out of the desk and back into the field. If you want to actually learn a trade and want to work and provide, you won't qualify to be in those systems if you're not programmed in those programming, or you don't
you're
know
not
those
efficient in those programming languages.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I'm like, it's happening. Skynet is real. Skynet is real.
I knew exactly that's what you were going to say.
It is real.
Skynet
is
coming.
real.
Judgment Day is right around the corner, folks.
Arnold, it's Start pumping that
Where
out.
are you, baby? We need you. You gotta get back up to Olympic status, or else we're not gonna survive as a human race. We need the man himself.
Oh my god, it's
Take
scary
care of
as
us.
shit,
Dude, but there's so many that do so many cool ass things like pictures. There's one that generate art off of the prompt.
Yep.
Or take pictures and turn them into animated versions. And I've talked about it a bunch of times on here, but this YouTube channel, Corridor Crew, and they're taking all of these AI softwares and using them in all these sick ways to make movies and all this cool stuff. And a bunch of animators are getting pissed off at them.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because they think they're destroying the animation industry by using these AI technologies to generate these animation. And it's like that's a debate for smarter people than us. But it's super crazy, all this freaking AI shit that's going to take over the world. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's even like a friend of mine that does a lot of, professionally writes a lot of short stories and screenplays and things like that. And he is now using a program where you literally fill in the fields and you basically say, go. And it goes, bloop, it shits it out.
Here's your story.
in 20 seconds. And I mean, depending on the format of what you want, it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to go through and proofread it, and then go through and alter it the way you want it. But it's done.
But the bare bones, everything is there.
Yeah.
And it's literally, that's what I'm saying. I've been using it for school, and I can only use it for particular subjects, obviously, because it's not applicable to like statistical analysis and shit that I got to do. But it's been super convenient. Not only just, it's easy to be like, oh, copy this, paste what it does back in there, but it helps you think through your own thoughts because it gives you a wider span of information to like birth over and think about and like organizing your own thoughts. It's a crazy tool. I think it's going to totally take over humanity. AI is going to freaking change everything.
Well, it's interesting, your grandfather had said something to me a few days ago, and he said that he was watching this program about how they were looking at the way that we interact with smartphones as opposed to what happens when we have to physically think about it and how it activates certain areas in the brain. And so I was trying to find the article or the video about that, and I came across another article where he's absolutely right, where since the indoctrination of the smartphone, there's a huge portion of our brain that just sits dormant now, whereas before, and this is before your generation, that was part of our normal life. I mean, we utilize that gray matter to actually function, but we don't utilize it anymore.
I assume it's the part of the brain where you have to inquire about something and be like, like what is that, and dig deep and look, because now I just go, what's the diameter of Jupiter? Right. And it spits it out. I assume that's the part of the brain that it's talking about.
I mean, and it's a very real thing. And to think now that you have AI that's going to basically do whatever.
All the thinking.
Whatever
it's going to
you
do
need to
all the thinking.
I mean, we're literally it's going to be WALL-E. I mean, we're going to be the people on the spaceship.
Oh, but wouldn't you love it?
Dude, you see the size of him?
You're in a chair. You're floating around in the chair.
It can't even turn on a shower. Like they had to crawl across the floor to make something happen.
Be floating around in the chair. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, at that point, then we're truly just consumers, worthless beings that just suck. If we're sitting around in a chair just consuming data and eating and drinking Coca-Cola and like, it's like, we're truly worthless.
You think about there are some dangers in this because if you think about the technical side of AI and you look at what's being implemented and developed within VR, right?
For sure.
Those two are going to bridge very quickly.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a new, basically, psychosis that people aren't going to interact at all. They're going to be trapped at home or in a space in a VR because that life is more acceptable.
Exactly. And entertaining, and it's like
you think birth rates are low now?
Yeah, seriously though.
Unless you're going to crossbreed with a couch, I don't think it's going to be good. I don't think it's going to be good. I think we're going to watch it go down even quicker.
Speaking of that, you heard about this whole TikTok thing today?
No.
Congress wants to ban TikTok because China is stealing our data, quote unquote. And so today was the big Congress meeting with the CEO of TikTok and all of Congress, and they're going back and forth, arguing about access to data. And it's funny because half of it is the old ass people in Congress having no idea what they're talking about and being like, does this connect to Wi-Fi? And be like, well, if it connects to Wi-Fi, then it's taking all my house data. It's like crazy old people not knowing what they're talking about. But the other half is genuinely good, like, things to be worried about, because 100 million Americans use TikTok out of 311 million.
Right. That's a lot.
So it's a lot. So it's like there's a reason to be worried about that much data getting stolen and stuff. So, but today has been the day in Congress where they've been talking about it, and I've been seeing all kinds of these clips and videos of the CEO and them going back and forth. The CEO is committed to like securing United States data behind a firewall and like trying to keep it alive, and it's gonna be a crazy battle.
Well, but to me, that's smoke and mirrors, right? That's
Surface level distraction.
Yeah, you're only scratching at the issue because, and this is true fact. And all of you can do this, and you can research this. But there's a company out there called Placer, PLACER.AI. This company, and I'm not quite sure exactly how they gather this data and where they get it from. But you're a business, right? Let's say you want to sell t-shirts and you don't know, and you're tired of trying to figure out the niches, you're tired of figuring out customer base, you're tired of figuring out how logistics, all this other crap. They can compile all this data from your smartphone, because they're in all of our smartphones, we have all these background tracking that's happening, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They're able to gather this information and geolocate your source and how connected you are to a distribution chain or an event or whatever else, and they break it down in real time. And it's scary shit. Like, because you're thinking to yourself, well, self, I don't have anything that's tracking me. I have a grocery store app, I have a gas station app, I have a fast food app, I have my banking app. Well, all of those have sacrificial data.
Leave little data markers.
There you
around.
go.
Yeah.
And they are able to actually use an AI program
to sweep all of that?
Yes.
Wow.
And that is scary as
Holy
shit.
cow.
Because that goes back to the whole conversation I had with another person. They said, well, you just can't be, there's no way you can't be on the web. And I'm like, yes, you can. Now we won't dive into that conversation.
But the commitment, though, to do that is...
It's actually really easy.
Really?
But the point is you have to put a black hat on. And you basically have to, you do have to be committed to that. But it's scary to think that even though you're trying to be so self-conscious about your digital footprint and the things that you say and the things that you do and the things you reveal to people, that there is still technology out there that is still gathering information about you that you would never think of.
100%.
And you're like, I've become an absolute number.
I am a statistic.
I am a little battery in the matrix.
I 100% get that point of view, but you know what still pisses me off? When people come into the vape shop and ask for their ID and they go, why do you need to swipe my ID? And I go, just to verify your age, sir. I realize that you're 56 years old. I wouldn't ask for your ID if I didn't have to. And they go, well, I don't want my name in any type of database you got going on there. And I'm like, I was like, all right, well, just hand me your ID and I can just type in the birthday and the expiration. The expiration date? What do you need the expiration date for? I'm like, bro, chill out. I was like, the government already knows everything about you. Like, I don't understand why you think...
You're not getting tossed out like leftovers, okay? You're fine.
It's like, you think that they give a shit that you're buying this 30 milliliters of 3 milligram vape juice? It's like, you gotta fucking relax, bro.
Calm down.
So I get both sides of the coin of like, trying to protect your data, but at the same time, it's like, what can you really do in the world that we live in?
But that's the dichotomy that we live in, right? Because people like that, they're so staunch on their point of view, but yet when they walk by a display cabinet where they could win a free barbecue grill,
they put their phone address, social security number,
everything. And then they start filling out their wives, their grandkids,
everybody. Like,
their fucking
we're putting in
kids.
10 raffles.
Yeah, if we win it, we're gonna share it. It's like, you just got done telling this guy down the street you're worried about an expiration date. That's how crazy the world is.
Facts, literally.
That's how crazy the world is. It's like, oh my God. Seriously, dude? And if you tell them they can save 10% on anything, oh God, you can have their firstborn.
Speaking of that, if you want to save 10% at the vape shop, you just got to make a positive Yelp review.
What a plug! What a plug!
What a plug!
Jesus Christ! We're gonna have to start charging rent.
They just told me to start saying that to people and start to fucking force it on people, and not one person has done it. So I didn't mean to interrupt your thought. But.
Yeah, forced marketing does not work.
Right. Exactly.
You have to make it. You have to make it seem like it's their idea.
Right. Do a little inception, dive into their brain.
Yep. Break out your little top, your little coin or whatever. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is gonna be.
Dude, AI is gonna change the fucking world.
Well, but the scariest part of that article was they said within the next decade. I mean, that's gonna dramatically affect you and all the younger generation.
Right.
As to what will be available then for you to be a valuable person in society.
For real. Yeah.
If technology is gonna do it, excuse me. There's what else is left? Well, you're gonna have to learn a trade. Right, you're gonna have to contribute a different way.
Physically, physical jobs are gonna, like you said, the only thing that exists, because rather than think about what an article says and analyze it, I can tell GPT to do it.
Yeah, and you don't even have to
Print it
read
out.
it. You don't have to read it anymore. They just read it off for you.
Right, like you said, Wally. We're
Yeah.
coming for it. We're coming for Wally.
I'm like, this is what kills me. It's like, and I'll be honest. I mean, I didn't even know that was a real function. Through like Gmail accounts and Microsoft accounts and all that shit, there's a tab you can go and you can hit read aloud, and it will. You can even select the voice if you want it to be like a soothing voice
or an Australian.
You can choose it to be whatever you want, and it'll sit there and read it to you. You don't even have to. You can still be punching away, and it's reading your emails, and you're like, okay, I need to respond to this new email, and then boom, it'll pick it up, and you say who it's going to, and yada yada yada. You look at it just to make sure it's what you want, and then send. You don't even have to press the damn key.
When are they just gonna give us a cable and we're just gonna plug that shit into the back of our fucking heads, and then we won't have to worry about this shit anymore?
Just gonna eat goop.
We eat goop and sit looking at a fucking TV screen this close to our face for the rest of our lives.
Soylent Green is real.
Soylent Green
is real. All right, everybody. It's been great catching up with everybody.
The time has come.
Like, share, and subscribe.
We will be back on a more frequent basis for sure.
Leave some comments. We know it's been a long time. For all of our friends, hello. We're still here. Watching. And unless the next round's on you guys, we gotta go. Cheers.
That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to, that show.